Hi all, it's Peter again from the Yaw team, and today I'm gonna test the Yaw2 motion simulator with the F1 2022 in VR. So what I have here is a sort of F1 setup with the seat tilted back. I have the new central mount system with the Fanatec set installed, and I'm not gonna bore you with the setup because that's literally the same as with Assetto Corsa before, and also I've just did the center of rotation calibration in our game engine, so I'll just sit in and play and show you the motion. Of course, I'm showing you the setup in the game engine, like how the forces are calibrated and etc. The one you can check here. As you can see, it's a little bit specific. I got these set up for the gear forces, so I can feel some vibration when I hit the side of the track. Here you see the device parameters. It's 40%, which is a little bit higher than usual, but as before, I'm using lower motion ranges and more intense motion to simulate more realistic racing experience. So by the way, if you want to be in the same position like me, this half laid back sort of thing, I recommend using like a travel pillow or just a regular pillow. I just grabbed one from the sofa, and I'll just go on a practice session because that's pretty damn hard, and definitely my skills need improvement. So, and also it's a quite realistic experience. I mean, I know I have automatic gears here for easier gameplay, but other than that, for example, this shaking that you can also see in the video is even more realistic in the simulator, because I do have some vibration which adds to this shaky experience, which is, I haven't driven a car like this in real life, but I can imagine that it's not as smooth as like, I can imagine it's not as smooth as ice. So and the vibration from the simulator is even more intense if you hit the side of the track or you drive on the grass. I think you can also see it from the video. I hope you can. I can definitely feel it. And that's finally gear forces can be felt in this game, because that's something I missed in Assetto Corsa. Now back to this shaky thing, which feels realistic. It of course makes driving a lot harder, because I'm getting this jittery experience. But anyways, I guess I'll just need to get used to it, and I think that's all that I gotta do. I mean, that's a hard thing to drive an F1 car, right? Probably it's not as easy as it seems in most games. About the game itself, I'm using VR mode in high resolution, so I use the VR high option. Ultra high seems to be a little bit slow with the Quest recording added, but I can with a 3090 video card, I can sort of do that as well. But even in the high, not ultra high, but regular high mode, I think it's a pretty good graphics that you have here. I mean, it's definitely fun, and it's definitely clear, realistic, and etc. So I love it. Actually, I just need some more practice to get used to this shaking screen, which is, again, I think is adding to the realistic experience. And the simulator, of course, adds a lot to the realistic experience as well. I don't know how much you can see the yaw movement here. Probably not too much because it's limited to 20 something degrees. But actually I tried it with more yaw movement and it's worse. So it's way enough. I would say it's worse, but it's more than enough to have this motion limited. Now the other motion ranges are also limited, and the reason for that, as I mentioned, is to produce a more realistic racing experience, and it is more realistic than when you have these huge ranges. So overall I pretty much enjoy it. Now I could go all the way because it's a 30-minute practice session, but I don't want to bore you too much. The last thing I want to mention is the center mount, or the central holder, which is a quite new thing here for the simulator. It's the very first prototype, but it's very massive, it's very stable. Now that I'm driving on the Hungarian track, F1 track, I can say that we have a saying here which goes like, as stable as the forint, our currency, which is one of the worst performing currency right now in the world. But this is really stable, so I'm not just gonna joke around with it. I mean, might be even better than with the large gaming plate, because there I didn't use the screws here, but I used the plastic mount for the Fanatec wheel, so I think it's more stable. Anyway, I think that's enough from driving and talking, so I'm just gonna stop here. Let me just conclude. So I would even say it's a little bit more realistic than I expected, because that's why it was so hard to play the game. As I mentioned, this jittery, like shaky picture, it makes it very hard, but I felt like it's not a bug. It's like that's how it's gonna be in real life as well. Also, the force feedback from the wheel, the motion from the simulator, and this shaky picture adds up to an experience which is, again, realistic but pretty hard to manage. It's way harder than if you sit in front of a flat screen like you used to with most wanted, for example. It's pretty easy to play that with a keyboard, but now it's very different. But I love it, and I have to do more practice, definitely. So let me just show you how to get in and out of the simulator. It's pretty easy even if you don't fold the wheel, so it's like that. But if I would love to like make it even easier, then I will just unlock this quick release, push it back, lock it, get out or get in, whatever, and then you can again release it and lock it back in. I think it was around this position. That's all. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video, and any recommendation, feedback, whatever, more than welcome. Cheers.